Dear me. Some say it's hard to believe. They honestly state, I cannot believe in what is unseen. I have no faith towards God because I cannot see him with my eye. And yet, without reserve, doubting, they place their measure of faith in what is seen. Unless I can see it, it will not satisfy. The faith of disbelief in God is placed elsewhere. You might say, I faith what I feel. If I feel it, I believe it. If I taste, touch, hear, or see it, I accept it. If I can argue for it or reason through it, then surely I would give my life for it. As people, we mostly believe that it is a satisfying thing to be able to see the object of our affections, but if you can see what you place your hope in, yet draw no joy from it, there's no pleasure in the seen thing at all. I have found most often that the seen things are the empty things, the letdowns in the end. We looked to be fulfilled, and yet fulfilled we are not. Empty we come to our table, and there find no fullness at all. Only the same old desire unfulfilled. And so we are on the hunt, searching to be satisfied. Our hearts are beating for a single treasure. The desire of man is probing the pleasures of life, hoping, expecting by faith, and panting for calm in a world full of storm. The desire of man is to be satisfied, and yet seeing we are still wanting, and hearing many things we are still deaf to the answer. Seeing the objects of our faith, most of us are unmoved. I don't mean that we're not accepted or are without some definition or meaning or purpose, but I mean that we are left unaffected, untouched by the roaming faith. Money is the god of some, and yet, though they move money, money does not move them. I can change my surroundings or possessions with money, but money cannot speak to me, comfort me, hear my cries, and relieve my anxieties. It cannot bring relief and companionship to the lonely heart. Sex is the god of many. All effort, emotion, and mind are consumed with this act or vision. Faith in the groped for fleeting satisfaction of fornication, yet we are untouched or fulfilled by sex. Though moving in sex, though moving from one partner to another in this act, we're not moved by it in heart. Satisfaction, but for a moment only, and then the moment passes. Lasting satisfaction is lacking because sex satisfies mostly the body, but for a moment, and then it is fleeting. The body is left hungering only for more, but without being truly and lastingly pleased. Dreams, degrees, education, self-worth, popularity, praise, heroism, and the list could go on. We're searching for contentment. The mind and body are hungry for meaning, but what if man is more than just body and mind? Though what is seen is natural, what if what lies beyond the eyes seen world is where we are only satisfied in the seemingly unnatural? Though men move naturally towards satisfaction and self-worth, they're not moved by what they grope for. What if the seen does not satisfy because the unseen in man hungers for the ultimate satisfying treasure? Worth that cannot fade away, love that is not fleeting, purpose that lasts beyond this life, beyond time, the treasure that we know, the felt treasures are effective for only a moment of pleasure. But what is seen is unaffected by material treasures. The spirit of man that lives beyond this temporal life is yearning to be satisfied by the unseen, the spiritual. The body is possessed by spirit, and knowing that the body is rotting, the spirit is longing for its maker, the creator and satisfier of all things. Your need and my need is spiritual, not fleshly, not worldly, but godly. Reality is that the body is dead without the spirit, and the spirit is dead without God. Long ago, God breathed his very breath into a pile of dust and brought man to life. His breath became our source of life, and we are his creation, longing to breathe from the source once again. Satisfaction awaits, but only from the fountainhead. You, being created in the image of God, who is spirit, are longing to be touched by the God who formed you, to truly be moved by that which you place your faith in. God, he moves me. I am moved by him. He's moving in me, gushing out brilliantly, over and under, in and through and out of the deepness of my heart, spirit, mind, and emotions. I have searched the world over and have found only sweet, fulfilling satisfaction in him alone. His spirit lives in me, and I am supremely satisfied in him. I have not seen him with the eye, but have experienced him with the heart and deep into my spirit, which he has made alive. And in knowing him, I am complete and satisfied in mind, heart, and faith. There are those who even see with the eye and still do not believe. But I have heard in his still and small voice, whispering to my spirit, calling to me to be in him complete and there be completely satisfied. I am a faith walker, needing not sight, but knowing him through the experience of his touch upon my life. He has lit the path of life and inflamed my heart to burn for him. He walks upon the landscape of my soul, and in heaven, though here on earth, I now walk in him in pleasure forevermore. My desires are for him alone. He changes me, renews me, makes me whole. Therefore, I am wholly his. I have been delivered up to my God for his good pleasure. I am a sacrifice upon the altar of allurement. I have tasted and now see. I am lured by his immeasurable grace toward me. He is the hunter. I am his prey. And I have been caught by the one who only wholly loves me and cares for my soul. I am pleased to be trapped by his love. This is the result of his affection toward me and my experience of faith in him. He is a God to be experienced, not intellectually beheld, but you must run after him, searching and calling after him to be found, and there you will no doubt be found by him. But faith is an action as well as a reality. And the reality and faith-filled creator of faith is longing to be your desire and object of faith. Yet as we know, reality is often tested. But know this, my friend, the God of reality will be found as real as life and more powerful than death come the end of your life. And there in that moment, having not experienced him here, you will surely never know him there. Are you experiencing your God or just reading about him? The scene does not satisfy because we are meant to be otherworldly. Our unseen spirit is most greatly delighted when enraptured by his spirit, seen with the spiritual eye. Come boldly before your God today and experience him in all of his glory. Let him blow your mind. See him and be seen by him with fresh eyes. Safe in him. J.N.Wheels.